Why? Why'd you do it? Why?
I've always done it.
I just think it's get the kids off computer, get them back to basics, get them, and
Beautiful, isn't it? How are we doing? It's not bad, that, is it? It's not bad at all. This is an area called Sant Elmo in Los Cristianos, and basically we don't come down here. And it's like, why not? It's beautiful. And the reason why we don't come down here is because even though I'm on my scooter this time, it's just took me 20 minutes to find somewhere to park, even on a scooter. And I've wedged it in between two cars thinking, hopefully, I've got it right. But when we do park and we get down here, it's a pretty nice place, it really is. Afternoon, guys, hope you're doing okay. Thank you so much for the response on the last video I did with regards to the youth of today. The future is definitely not lost on the youth. There's going to be a bit of wind noise today because my microphone, the little dongle between the phone and the microphone, hasn't stopped working, so I'm going to have to go and get a new one. So there's going to be a little bit of wind noise, I'm afraid, but hopefully we'll get through it. Definitely stick around to the end because I want you to meet two people that I've known now for a couple of years, and they're a little bit special people at what they do on the island here, actually, for the youth as well, because we were talking about the youth of today, and I was talking about in the clubs how respectful it was. I've now worked 3 nights down there, and to be honest with you, it's only positive. All I can say are positive things. It is fantastic. These kids that are coming in the early 20s, very respectful, great group, keep sticking together and looking out for each other, which is just really what you want, I suppose, as a parent when you send your kids off on the first holiday abroad, So it's really, really good. It's nice to see. But the thing is, where do they get these morals from? Where do they get the respect? To learn to give respect. Where does it all come from? Because it obviously comes from the parents is the first thing. It comes from the environment as well. There's a couple of outside influences that it comes from as well. I was fortunate enough when I grew up at 11 years of age, I got myself into golf, and I got involved in the golf club world, and that's all about etiquette and respect and manners, being honourable, taking the honourable stance. And I always make a joke. One of the things that I work at night time when I work at night in the bars, and I say when the men go for a walk along Los Cristianos front, they come to see the actual true splendour of Tenerife. It's not Mount Teide, by the way, and it's not the views of La Gomera or the jet skiing. The true splendour is beach volleyball. You don't get to see that much in Newcastle, let's put it that way. Just joking aside, that's the golf club world that taught me the respect that you give then to people, and I've carried that through my life. And it's, at the time you don't realise that's happening. You don't realise that you are learning these invaluable lessons, really. You don't realise it until much later on down the line. When you get older of our age and you go, oh Christ, yeah, and it works, doesn't it? So clubs and groups and stuff like that always tend to work. It's always a great one to do. If you've got a chance to get I'll go down here. If you've got a chance to get your kids into some sort of activity group or a club, it teaches them camaraderie, teamwork, it teaches them winning together, losing together. I don't believe on a sports day everybody should get a gold medal just for taking part. I think disappointment is also a massive lesson, which I've done on a previous vlog, actually with Alice last year, remember, that you've got to teach them disappointment. It's part of life that they need to learn. So that's what I found from a group. The two people that I'm going to go and meet at the moment are Steve and Liesl Hardy. I met them first of all when they came. I met them camping a couple of years back. And we didn't go camping ourselves. We went and visited friends who were camping a tent, and they were at the tent next door. And we got chatting to them then. Our friends knew them. And then I started seeing them coming into Dillon's, into the karaoke bar. And they were getting up doing a lot of karaoke songs, and they were just fun people to be around, really. And it was only when you start really getting to know people, you start understanding what it is that they get up to. And these two are actually running, I'm going to let them tell you more, but they're running the Scouts over here for English-speaking children. So it's not just the English; it's also anybody who speaks English. They're running the Scouts for them up at the private school up at Wingate. I think they're on a Tuesday, but they'll tell us more about it anyway. But I just want to know. The thing for me is I want to know why they do it. Not because, why not? But it takes a special kind of person to put that much commitment into something to help others. And what you're doing is you're carving a life path for these kids without them really even knowing it. But these kids are going to learn a life path for it for the rest of their lives. They're going to take these values with them for the rest of their lives. I think it's absolutely brilliant. So I've arranged to meet them. I think they're celebrating 10 years, I think it is. But I'll find out more about it. But just as I said, it's worth sticking around just having a listen to their story, because I think it's going to be an interesting story. I think it's going to be an uplifting story as well, which is nice to hear. People doing good for a community, you know what I mean? And people wanting people to get on and do well. I think that's what it comes down to. So stick around for that, and we'll see how it goes and see what that says. I'm meeting him actually at the corner buying Los Chris, because it's one of my favourites, one under the tree. So I said I'll meet him down there, and there's more beach volleyball going on down here as well. It's proper summer's day over here at the moment, middle of July, and it's beginning of July, and the summer's finally starting to kick in. But I don't get down here enough. I really don't get down here enough. I don't actually use this beach myself, because I think the other beach at Las Vistas, I think, is a better one. Stick with us. I'll see you in a second. Take in these views, and I'll see you with Stephen Liesel. Hey Steve, how are you, mate? All right, nice to see you. Hello, darling. How are you? I'm all right. You?
Yeah, warm.
Look at you, man. You look amazing. You're Baloo. I like that, Baloo.
Yeah.
I like that. What's yours?
Kayla.
Kayla. I like that. That's amazing. That's fantastic. I was just saying, I was working at Garrison, working at the Irish Oak in Las Americas, and the last vlog was all about how the youth of today, the future's not ruined on the youth. And the reason why it's not ruined on the youth is because these kids are coming in so respectful. It was ridiculous. I didn't expect it. Really? How respectful they were to come in, staying in groups, sticking together, having fun, but having like just genuinely nice fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I said that obviously the morals come from the parents, but then it comes from sort of clubs. Like now I was lucky enough, I was brought up in a golf club world. No. So that was my club.
Yeah.
But other people like yourselves, this is where it comes to you guys are coming over here, is the scouting club, isn't it?
Right. Well, I mean, we've been scouting for many years in Blackpool. I've been
Originally started in Blackpool?
in Blackpool, yeah. I mean, you're talking like 30 years.
Yeah.
And then she came along with a son.
Yeah.
That's how you got involved, isn't it? But when we moved over here, like you say, there was nothing for the kids. We wanted to start a group up.
What, predominantly nothing for the English kids or nothing for?
Well, football, dancing,
It was
that
sport
kind of thing.
or
Yeah.
It was sport or nothing really. Nothing like what we're offering really.
No,
Yeah.
nothing at all.
So
no.
we thought, right, okay, we'll get all the scouting and see if we can start it up. But you couldn't. You weren't allowed
Why
to continue.
are you not allowed?
Because to continue scouting abroad was only for the forces.
Right.
If you were in the RAF or the army, whatever.
Yeah.
When you're posted abroad, you could continue it. Nothing for the normal like kids over here.
Joe Public?
Yeah. This for Spanish.
Yeah.
Spanish, groups.
Is there a Spanish scouting?
Yeah, but they're mainly up north, aren't they?
Mainly in the north of the island.
Mainly in
yes.
the north?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they don't follow the English syllabus like we do.
Is there actually a syllabus for it as well?
Yes, there's things for them to earn badges and awards they can gain.
That's
Yeah.
incredible.
Yeah, there's all sorts.
And how old are they when they start?
6 years of age to start. We start them at
We
the age of
started at
6.
6.
Yeah.
There is actually a new group that's been brought in called Squirrels, which are like 4-year-olds.
bless man.
4-year-olds.
But we're
yeah.
just doing the 6 to 8, 8 to 10 and a half, and 10 and a half to 14 years of age categories.
Does it not break your heart when they leave you?
It does
Yeah.
really.
It
must do, doesn't it?
This is why the reunion thing we're having. It's going to be so interesting to see past children.
So explain the reunion. So how long have you been doing this for now?
10 years now.
So this is 10 years you've been doing it now.
10-year
10 years
anniversary.
since we opened the group. here
That
in
is some
Tenby.
dedication. What, week in, week out?
Yeah.
Every week plus odd weekends where we take them camping as well. Yeah.
No breaks?
Oh yeah, there's a summer
During the
break.
Summer break?
Yeah,
Yeah,
summer
okay.
break,
But
yeah.
it's still dedication, that like, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
that's...
Even then, it doesn't stop for us.
What a commitment that is,
No,
man.
you've got a lot of background work, like evenings and
Yeah.
meetings with district commissioners and training to do and all sorts.
Yeah.
It's-
It's
So
doesn't stop.
you've got the 10-year anniversary coming up,
Yep.
and that's this Saturday, is it?
This Saturday,
Saturday.
yes.
And where's that going to be held at?
It's going to be held at Dylan's Bar,
Dylan's? We know that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mirador Strip, Los Cristianos.
Absolutely brilliant.
1 o'clock till whenever. 'cause obviously
Change your plan now.
Yeah?
football's altered our time.
Oh,
so
yeah. Believe it or not, England's still in there at the moment, aren't they? Still
Yeah.
in there with us at the moment. That's true.
Yeah.
So what time? You 1 o'clock till just up the football?
Well, either
Yeah.
or football interval. We're going to see how it pans out, really.
And how many people are you expecting, do you think?
Not got a clue.
You sent the invites all out?
We sent people messages to come down.
Yeah.
We've even asked the fire brigade to see if they'll come down. They're going to try and make it if they can, but they're busy, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we've tried to catch as many past members as we can and leaders.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting if some turn up. I think it'd be quite an emotional day as well.
Oh, of course
really.
you will. I mean, you're
It's-
talking about, if you do 10 years, let's say somebody's just left at, like after a year, so they've grown up 14 or something like that. They're now like 23 years of age, those people.
Yeah.
And
That's
they're
right.
like, you know, if you, I was explaining for me, it's the values that you teach. You're teaching people life values that will carry with them for the rest of their life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah.
You're teaching them, you know, commitment. You're teaching them camaraderie. You're teaching them responsibility.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a phenomenal. As a kid, I got it in the golf world without even realising it. And it's
Right.
only when you look back you go, now I get it. That's where I got it from. And these kids you're doing at the moment, they've got no idea either.
No.
That you're actually, that's what you're teaching them. You know what I mean? They're doing it in a fun way.
Yeah, yeah.
And they're doing it, and it's just like, I find it, I was never a scout, I was never a cub, never a scout.
not?
No,
You know?
I was straight into golf. So I was on the
Right.
golf course at 11.
Yeah.
And that saw me straight through from there.
Yeah.
But I just think I think it's a phenomenal thing that you do. I really do. And I can't, that was the question, because I said right at the beginning, why? Why'd you do it? Why?
I've always done it.
I just think it's get the kids off computer, get them back to basics, get them, and I just love it when you see them responding and how they're enjoying themselves. That's what it's all about.
Yeah?
Yeah.
But with me, I've got some brilliant memories. I started as a cub, then a scout, then a venture scout, then I left. You get married and you do your bits and pieces. Came back as a leader.
So then you've obviously flipped the switch is flipped that you want to then give back, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to go back, and then you're sort of going camping with friends as well. It's just
It's a big family.
It's a big
real
family,
big
yeah.
family. It doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
If you've been a scouter, you're always a scouter. It's always there
Yeah.
in your blood.
so, and you
somewhere.
meet so many people.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
is it the three fingers?
Yeah.
Is it?
So yeah.
Yeah.
What, and what is it? Your right hand?
Yeah.
So you think the right hand? Is it? Dib?
Now, dib,
Yeah.
dib, dib.
It's all right. Yeah. Go on.
Dib, dib, dib. I'm going to mention this at Dylan's on Saturday. So
Right.
if you're listening, you'll know the answer. Dib, dib, dib. People always say dib, dib, dib. Do you know what it means?
No.
Do you know how it's spelt?
Is it DIB?
No.
No.
DYB.
DYB.
DYB, DOB. Dib, 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 dob, dob, dob.
All right. Okay.
Which is do your best,
Yeah.
do our best. That's where it came from.
Look at that, you learn something every day. I actually learned from that. I didn't know that. I never knew that at all in the slightest.
Yeah.
I think it's fantastic. I really do think, as I said, the biggest thing for me was the why, because I know like the stuff that I do is the passion. It's like yourself, the passion, but it's just that, what makes that commitment every single week, every single weekend.
It is hard. Sometimes you think, I've come finish work, in, shower, out,
Why are we doing this? But then you just see the faces of kids and
Yeah.
You get there and they're all there
having a
waiting
laugh
for you.
and, they're just learning things without realising it half the time. Because they'll be like playing games, but
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
realising how, they're working like teamwork
Yeah.
and things like that they don't realise. And they're earning badges along the
Yeah,
way.
they say. Let's tell me about the badges. What's the first badge you get?
It's
Well,
not a case of the
you
easiest
get these.
pass.
You get the membership badge, which is that one there.
Yeah.
You get these, which is BSO, which is British Scouting Overseas.
Yeah.
That's our district.
Yeah.
And of course Spanish.
Yeah.
And then you get your name tape. That's what you get when you get invested.
So-
Plus you get your
Woggle and
necker.
Yeah.
Your Moggle and necker.
Yeah.
I think that moggles a bit. That's had some years on it.
It's a special woggle, this.
It's a woggle. All these words, a woggle.
Yeah.
It's a special woggle. There we go over here. Bet you thought you never heard the word woggle today, did you?
Woggle, yeah, woggle.
Because obviously you go through categories, do you?
Yeah, well, each, like the beaver section, they have certain activity badges which they can gain, and that could be like looking after a pet, it could be cooking,
Home help, things like that, yeah.
you know, and that. Then you get to the cub section, they've got activity badges as well, which could be a bit more harder than what you did in the beaver section. And then again, scouts, there's more badges, harder, like you start doing more water sports and swimming and things like that. But in the beaver section, we have what we call awards,
Right.
each section. And the bronze award is the highest award you can get in the beaver section.
Yeah.
The silver award is the highest one you get in the cub section. And then the gold award, the highest award you can get in the scout section. And that is hard to do.
Do you know what it is? I bet when you see the kids getting a gold award, their achievement, the face of achievement.
Yeah.
I've just had two receive
Two
their
silver.
silver awards, and
Oh,
we've
yeah.
had a beaver achieve the bronze.
Yeah.
And
I've yet to get a gold one yet.
Do you know what it is? I also said what's really important, I think that's another one as well, is you're teaching also disappointment.
Yeah.
Because that's I think that's a genuinely really important life lesson that you've got to learn. So when they strive for something they don't quite make it, there's also a disappointment in there as well.
Yeah.
That must be tough.
it can be, but then you sort of tell them, you tell them what they have achieved. We always think as long as they've done the best that they can, they've
Yeah.
achieved.
Yeah.
You know, it's
Yeah, you adapt
you
adapt
adapt
to the
things.
child. If they're trying and they do the best, basically, which is our motto: do our best, do your best.
Do your best.
Yeah.
Do your best.
Yeah.
It's fair enough. Yeah, we can award the badges if they've done it and they've tried it and it's good. Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And how many people in this, like in your scouts? You're just talking about helpers and stuff like that. How many have you actually got now?
We've got 14
14
kids,
children at the moment. We're a bit low at the moment,
Yeah.
aren't we?
and then there's 5 adults.
Five adults.
Adult
5 adults,
leaders, yeah.
The commitment that they're putting in is just phenomenal. I think it's tremendous. I think it's an extremely admirable thing that you're doing.
They always say it's an hour and a half a week. No, it's not.
No, it's not. I doubt it's not.
There's
No.
so much behind the scenes that goes on. We make arrangements, and we actually took them up to the fire station. You know, we've taken them temping bowling. We've taken them to the pantomime show,
Crazy golf.
Crazy Golf. It's not just a case of what we do on our pack night. It's,
Unreal. Let's say you're on the island, you live here, you've got kids here, and you want to get them involved. How do they get involved? How do they do it?
Well, they can contact me on WhatsApp. We have a Facebook page.
2 Facebook pages.
Yeah.
And what's the name of the Facebook page?
It's
Tenerife Scouts.
Tenerife Scouts.
yeah,
Tenerife
yeah.
Scouts or Beaver Cub Scouts,
Beaver-
Tenerife.
Right, okay.
But if you actually Google Tenerife Scouts, a page comes up which is BSO, which is British Scouting Overseas, and it gives you a link to us, our contact details.
Okay.
So you can just contact us from there, basically.
I'll also leave the details to the Scouts in the description below as well. So if anybody wants to get involved, if you're living on the island with a child over here and you want to get involved in that, all the links will be in the description below from there. So you just
And
click on the link.
adults. And
And
adults.
adults as
If
well.
you-
Adults-
any adults out there,
Whether you've got skills or not,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
ex-scouters, ex-leaders.
Talking about help, just giving help to.
Assisting each week
Assisting
and
each week,
things
innit?
like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, especially
Yeah.
when we go on camp, there's a lot of prep work
Yeah.
prior to camping. Yes,
Okay.
that's the best thing.
All we
in the
ask is they speak English, understand English.
Yeah.
If they are English, brilliant. We have some Polish, we have
Spanish.
some Spanish, but they speak it no problem.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
That's the only barrier, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
To see. That's fun.
We do even those that we do give them a trial if we see how they go, because
yeah.
obviously it's not fair on the others and it's not fair on them if they're not understanding.
Yeah.
It's a shame, and then we do advise them to go and join the Spanish ones
Yeah.
up in the north.
Yeah.
Well, that's cool, man. That's
So,
cool.
Yeah.
Anything to leave it with?
Please come down on Saturday,
Saturday, support
1
us.
o'clock. There's some bases. We have loads of little bases that you can do. There's Camp Donuts. We have a human fruit machine. We've got a base for the kids.
Human
Yeah,
fruit
yeah, yeah.
machine, yeah.
Human
You've got to
fruit
come down and see it.
Bases for making biscuits.
Yeah,
Got quizzes, haven't we?
got a quiz.
And we're running a football.
Card.
And
yeah.
The sleeping bag into a bag with
Yeah,
time in
you know,
that
yeah.
as well.
Oh my God! Yeah, that's
So there's
impossible.
bits to do.
That's
there's bits
impossible to do.
There's things to do.
Plenty
fun
to
have.
do.
Well, as I mentioned right at the beginning, I told you they were special people to meet. They were worthwhile seeing as well. So I just want to say from everybody else, thanks for listening. Thanks for taking the time. I think what you two guys are doing is absolutely admirable, commendable. I think it's fantastic what you guys do. And I wish you all the success with it in future, guys.
Thank you.
Thank
It was,
very
a pleasure,
much.
it's a pleasure meeting you that day by chance, and then we got to know each other and stuff like that, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Thanks,
Very good.
thanks,
Right,
Lisa.
thank you.
We'll
Yeah.
see you guys on the next one.
See you on the next
See you
one.
later, guys. All the
Okay.
best. Catch you soon. See you
Bye.
soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Ta-da.